Hey guys, JT back once again, back in the record room. And this is Monday, so this is going to be my thrift store vinyl finds. And I have a whole stack of records to show you. And this is more or less a best of, okay? Best of, let's say, the last month or two or three, back to 6 months. And there's my last record is from about 13 or 14, 15 years ago. Paid a quarter for it, and I'll never forget it. So let me go ahead and get started. And I'm not going to do a whole bunch of explaining or commenting on this. So if you want to ask questions about anything that I missed, or possibly I might make a mistake, because I just broke them out and I'm just going to start showing you. And I have a lot more of these where all of these came from. So let's get started. First of all, about 3 months ago, Mike Oldfield, Omadon, found this one, and I just blown away. This was with about 30 prog records, and well, Cheap Trick, Pink Floyd solo, and this is on Virgin. And again, Mike Oldfield, Omadon, and that was a great score. It was over the period of 2 days. And on another day of the same thrift store, I found this solo, John Anderson. And so fantastic. And I know this was released on Record Store Day, either this last time, or I don't know, I think it was the last time, but I have it in a near mint minus jacket, and the record is very clean. Show you. On Atlantic Records. Great to have that. Fantastic. And next up would be, I'm not going to take this out. This is so clean. This is Nilsson Schmilsson. And this beat out my two other copies for this record. So cool to have this. I have a lot of history with this record. I started listening to this record in early 1971. Yeah, so many fantastic songs. For me, his very, very best album. Nilsson Schmilsson. And yes, I found a Hotel California. And guys, you know, I love the Eagles, but I'm really partial to the early Eagles with Bernie Ledden and Randy Meisner, and the first 3 or 4 albums, actually. I like the later stuff, but I like half of the later material a lot, and the other half, I just think, well, I'd rather not say. Very commercial. They did it to make a lot of money. Even Don Henley admitted that in an interview that I listened to. But half of the newer Eagles material is just brilliant. So yeah, so the Eagles, Hotel California. And again, a beautiful copy. So happy to have that one. And then one day, bam, Rolling Stones, Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits Volume 2. So great to have this one. I'd never had this on vinyl. Really, really cool. Let's see what we have here on the blue London label. And then another day, same thrift store, my favorite thrift store. It's a Catholic charity. And there it was, Tommy the Who. It was just sitting there. Could not believe it. And it was one of those things where on the VC, somebody was showing Tommy, and I really wanted it, and I went to the thrift store, and there it was. So beautiful. I mean, this is about a VG plus on the jacket, and the vinyl plays wonderfully. Very, very happy to have this. Very little ring wear. So cool. Now, this is a German pressing, same thrift store, Procol Harum, A Salty Dog, on German wax. I mean, so great to have this. And let's see here. This is on the red Polydor. Let me show you this. Yeah, fantastic. I love Procol Harum. I wish I had the first album. And then again, very same thrift store, maybe 3 months ago, a Caress of Steel Rush. Now, how cool is that? I had never had this album. I have 6 or 7 or 8 Rush records, and I had never had this. And a little story, a young fella came up to me, says, hey, you know, would you sell me that record? I just picked it, you know, from the pile down below where the records are. And he says, you know, it's my father's birthday and everything. And I don't know if he was hustling me or what. I almost went for it. But I says, you know, I'm sorry. And I kept this one. Any other day, I probably would have given it to him. But it just seemed a little fishy how he was approaching me on that. And next up, guys, because, you know, shopping in the thrift stores can be a little sketchy at times. But usually not. It's always been a very positive experience for me because I keep a good attitude about it. The Grand Illusion sticks. Look at this. So clean. Near mint minus. And the back jacket. And on A&M. Same thrift store. Unbelievable. This is a near mint minus, yes, close to the edge. Plays beautifully. It's a second or third press. I don't really mind. It just sounds wonderful. And of course the iconic Roger Dean gatefold. And look at this. It actually, when I got this, and I have shown this before, pretty much this looked like it was unplayed. Unplayed. Beautiful. Very careful with that. I really want to get the Yes album and Fragile, probably on Steve Wilson remasters on vinyl. I know, you know, it's more of a CD thing, but we'll see. I do want those records. And then I don't shop much at a Goodwill, but I went to the Goodwill in the neighboring town to Reno, and here it was, Led Zeppelin 4. And this is a second or third press, probably a third, but the jacket was so clean. Couldn't believe it. You know, I have one other, but this one beats out my other copy. Just so fantastic to have this. And I mean, look how clean this is. The inner sleeve, there's no tears. And again on Atlantic for Led Zeppelin 4. And I'll always remember the day I heard Black Dog. We went over to a friend's house. And they said, hey, we have the new Led Zeppelin album. We all went over there. You know, we got stoned. It was in a converted garage. He put it on, and I just remember that opening riff of Black Dog, and we were all just blown away, like, what is this? So fantastic. It was about the month after the record came out. Okay, same thrift store, Relayer, yes. Now, Shelly held this for me. She had it, and she always says, well, I'll give you that, because she picked out a few the day I scored 20 to 30 prog and rock albums, including Cheap Trick and Bad Company. But she did give this to me. She's so nice. I offered to pay for it. She says, no, I'll just give it to you. She says, I get records. So there's that. And I did mention Bad Company, and there were 3 or 4 Bad Company records that day. I picked all 4 of them. And that is Burning Sky. Yeah. And really great to have that. And then I mentioned Cheap Trick. All Shuck Up was right there. Fantastic. So cool to have this Cheap Trick. This was my first Cheap Trick record I ever owned. And it was with one other EP. And songs on the back. On Epic. Now this was cool. During that prog haul, Peter Gabriel solo. This is the English version, and I think this is US press. Let's see. Here's the sleeve. On Mercury. But Right next to it was the album in German, in Deutsch. So cool. So I picked both of them, you guys. Absolutely. And that same thrift store. It really is my favorite. Rotogravur Ringo Star. This is sealed, guys. I, just went pluck, grab this one. So cool to have this. Not his best album, but to have a Ringo album sealed. I want to get some more Ringo albums. Okay. Now here's one that's dear to my heart. I'm repeating myself. I'm like a broken record. No pun intended. Same thrift store. Kinks' Greatest, Celluloid Heroes. And this is dear to my heart because two songs, 20th Century Man and Celluloid Heroes is on this. And my first band that I was in, Imaginary Numbers, North Lake Tahoe, we covered those songs and we covered them really, really well. I was so proud of those cover songs. And we even did a video for 20th Century Man. It was just brilliant. I didn't do it, but the leader in the band did it. He didn't work. He didn't have anything to do. He did a great job. The Kinks, love the Kinks. And David Gilmour's solo was sitting right there. All right, I'm not gonna break this out. I gotta get moving. I have a lot of records. And Alan Parsons' Pyramid. I love this album. For Alan Parsons, this is one of my very favorites. And the songs. Now, really recently, about 2 months ago, John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band, and this is such a clean copy. It beats out my other one, and so happy to have this. I took this out of the outer sleeve to show you guys, and such a clean copy on a rainbow capital. Oh yeah. Okay, we're getting there. And then there was, this is from Smokey, the drummer that worked with my mother at the Hotel Riverside. He was in the show band, and my mom was a dancer. They worked with many, many big names in the golden age of entertainment in the early 50s. And Smokey just passed away at age 95 about, 5 years ago. And I got a lot of his records. I'm very happy I'll take good care of them. And there's the beautiful Nancy Sinatra and the songs. Now, this was really a great find. This Girl's in Love with You, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, for sure. And the songs on here, this is one of my favorite Aretha albums, one of my favorite that I own. I own about 8 or 9. And look how gorgeous this sleeve is. And on Atlantic. So this is, that's probably about a second press. And then when I found this one, this is from Smokey. This Gets Gilberto number 2 is just an amazingly wonderful listen for a jazz record. And it plays dead quiet. This is on Verve. Wonderful to have. Man, I'm happy to have this record. And again, this is one of many Smokey's records that I did get from him. Now let's see what's going on here with the wax. Oh yeah, on the old Verve label. And it just really sounds beautiful. I know, I need the inner sleeves. And here we go, guys. Crisscross, Thelonious Monk. Let me go ahead and bust it out. Crisscross. And, man, you got Charlie Rouse, Frankie Dunlop on drums, and John Orr on bass for this. And the 2i Columbia for Crisscross. All right, last one. This is a long time ago, guys, And it's when I came back from San Diego from playing in the band in about 2001, Merry Underground, came home. I was at a loss for things to do musically. So I just went out and hunted for records, and what a great time to do that. And there was a thrift store that's no more, it's no longer there, over on Gentry and Kitski Lane in pretty much the heart of South Reno, or the old part of South Reno. And I used to get a lot of records out of there. I got a bunch of DJ records from there as well. I used to go there a lot. And a lot of times they were 25 cents. Guys, for 25 cents, I got George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. I love this copy. I know this has been reissued and everything. I don't need it. I have this. And when I got this, I just, you know, I treasure these records, guys. I don't flip them. I don't sell them. I collect them. I did sell for about 10 years, from about 2007 to about 2016, but I stopped doing that. Yeah, I don't sell anymore. But anyway, so All Things Must Pass. The booklet is beautiful. Let me show you one record. Yeah, this is the Apple Jam side, and they just play beautifully. Well, that's about it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And for my next video, well, I did film my local independent record store, Recycled Records. I'm going to be uploading that soon. And tomorrow will be my new Vinyl Buys Tuesday. All right. Hey, take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cool. Bye.